Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Agrinia, and in this video we're going to play about 105 hands and just talk about floating and when to float, how to beat those people that float you, and how to spot a float, how to abuse the float, stuff like that. While we wait for an example, we're gonna be playing some hands and discussing why I'm doing the things I do. But if you want to skip ahead and just until if you want to skip ahead and see those examples of abusing people who floats you too wide and how to counter floaters and all these other floating things, look in the comment section for the timestamps and you could jump right into the video for where I do that. All right, so let's dive in. 9-6 up here, we're gonna fold. Jack 5, we're gonna fold. Oh, we get a free walk on a 9-6, pretty good. 10-5. Gonna raise it up to isolate. This guy folds his blinds 76% of the time, so there's an automatic profit raise. He 3-bets us. We're gonna let it go. This guy's a highly aggressive player, but he doesn't open often. We're just going to call and we're just going to hit Jin here. Some people say like Queen King is an automatic 3-bet, but I don't think so. It's not. Why? Because if you know a player only opens aces, kings, and queens, why are you 3-betting them? Okay, now I'm scared. Okay, he could have kings, he could have queens. We're just going to let it in because he has ace king, king jack. With 8% he has king jack, his ace king, pocket aces. We beat all that. Flush draws, yeah. And boom, we take it down. Let's go. Okay, we get 3-betted here by a guy that has 8% 3-bet. We can definitely call here with the ace 10 suited. We're going to check this flop. We got a backdoor flush and a gut shot here. Gonna see what happens. We're in the lower left-hand corner. He bets half pot. Doesn't really tell us much about his hand. We're going to call once. We hit the 10, which gives us some showdown value, brings some straights. He should slow down here on the 10, for sure. But no, he decides to bet again. Does this guy have a propensity to barrel? He has a propensity to c-bet for sure, but the barrel, not so much. Continuation bet in position, out of position. This guy c-bets a lot in position and out of position. So this is not really telling us. He's going half pot, half pot. Ace jack beats us, king beats us, queen beats us. Gonna let it go. Ace 7, we're gonna raise it up here. Jack 8, Jack 5, fold. Queen 2, fold. So back to this whole floating thing, right? Let's talk about like floating out of position. It's just not a good idea. It's not a good idea to float out of position. You're not going to realize your equity. So why do it? Why, like, there's no reason to play out of position. A mentor of mine actually said this, right? When you play out of position, you're just trying to minimize your losses because you're never going to fully capitalize on your winning because you're out of position. You're not putting that last bet in to take advantage of the maximum you could always get. So when you play out of position, it's always to minimize the potential loss that you would have gotten. Okay? So what does that mean? It means that when you're out of position, you're playing defense. When you're in position, you're playing defense, offense, right? In other words, when you're out of position, you're just trying to claim a piece of the pot, not the whole pot. You're trying to fully realize your piece of the pot. Whenever you play a hand of poker, unless you fold, you are entitled to a piece of the pot in the long run. And when you play out of position, that's all you're doing. You're trying to fully realize the piece of the pot you deserve in the long run. But if you fold, if you fold every time out of position, I'm saying, but if you fold or don't realize the equity enough out of position, your losses are too big. So you want to float when you know you can realize your equity. When your opponent's passive, he's going to bet one, then give up on the turn and give up on the river if he doesn't hit his hand. That's why you want to fold. That's why you want to float. I mean, now floating's a lot more easier in position, right? Why? Because you can call the flop, you can call the turn, and then if you decide, you can putting a big bet on the river, fully realizing your fold equity, your actual equity. So that's why it's way better to float in position, because you always get to see the river if you choose so, and realize how much of the pot you deserve. Okay. So we got 6-9 up here, King 8 down here. Wow. We're not getting any floating opportunities at all in these 100 hands. Let's see what happens. I think from now on, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play 100 hands, and just whatever poker concept pops up, I'll just discuss it and make a video about it. We're going to fold a Jack-6 offsuit out of position in the lower left-hand corner. 2-10, going to fold. Pocket 7s, we raise it up here under the gun. We get 3-betted here. A way I decide if we're going to set mine is just multiply how much I got to call by 2. And if it's more than the effective stacks, then I can call. So 5.7 times 2 is 10.114. 114, yeah, which is close enough. It's 100. We're getting the proper pot odds to call and set mine in position. Let's do it. Do we get a set? We don't, but it doesn't mean we can't play poker. We know that the call was profitable, and that's why we did it. But now we can play poker on the flop. He checks the flop. It's automatic profit to stab here in position, so we just do that. We open the pocket 9s in the lower right-hand corner. And what is Mark going to do? He calls. The turn brings the 6 of clubs. Our hand significantly now does not need protection. We don't have to bet again. We don't want to build a pot, right? So why we got to bet again? We don't. A 4 saves us. We feel good with a 7, and we feel good with a brick. So we're going to check here on this turn and evaluate the river. 10 comes, which is not good. It's not good. He might like turn some dumb hands into bluffs now, but let's see what happens. We'll play poker from there. He bets a bit over half pot. Does this guy bluff? No. Nothing in his HUD stats screams bluff. If anything, his high check fold says, hey, when I don't have a hand, I'll just release it. But yeah, the thing now is, and also look at this. One at showdown is 56% of the time. Whenever it gets to the showdown, he's winning. Like you know, I have a 42% win a showdown, and I'm pretty profitable. And he has a 56. He's winning every time he turns his cards over. We're gonna let our hand go. Pocket king's gonna raise it up here. Okay, pocket kings, we're gonna bet the flop. Very short stack. We're trying to get it in by the river. Lowest card paired. We're gonna bet again unless he shows us some aggression, and he doesn't. He just folds, and we take it down. Awesome. Jack giving up on the 7 jack. Queen 2 fold. 3-4. We're gonna open on the button. 9-2. We get 3-betted here. 7.5 times 2 is about 14, 140. We don't have 140 effective, so we're going to fold this hand. Not profitable call at all. Are we going to squeeze this hand here? This guy's a very type... This guy. Loose, aggressive, right? And he folds to a lot of 3-bets. We're going to make it big. Because we have a reg over here that call is opening, he's probably set mining, so we're going to give him not a good price to set mine against us by making it bigger than normal. And we take it down. Let's go. 8-9 fold, 3-5, Queen 8 fold. All right, we're 68 hands. We have about 24 more to go, and we're gonna call this opening here. 3-4. We're gonna fold. Do we want to float this hand? No, we don't want to float this hand. What's our back doors? We have no strong back doors. We're not drawing to the nuts. Let it go. Oh, another important factor about floating is that you want to float when you're drawing to the nuts. You don't want to float, get your hand, and be dominated. You want to float to the nuts. Like, is there like a way we can, like float to the nuts? Float to the nuts. We're gonna float to the nuts. I don't know if that drills in your heads. Like that's a very important part of like floating too, specifically. Most importantly, out of position. Float to the nuts. Do we want to stab here? These are 2 calling stations here. Aurora doesn't fold to C-bets. His counterpart in the float of C-bets. Actually, these are 2 whales right here that don't fold. And damn, they don't fold at all. And honestly, these 2 could be collaborating because their stats are just so similar. Loose passive fish, 2 of them. Over the great table here. Yeah. Gonna fold. Fold the ace-9 offsuit in the lower left-hand corner. 7-3, gonna let it go. We're up to 77 hands. Let's try to get it to 100. I'm trying to get profitable in 100. Can we get a little money in 100? Like, I don't want my first video to be a non-profitable one. Or you guys might not even like it. But by the way, guys, if you've made it this far, don't forget to hit that like button and smash the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers, and it would mean a lot to me, actually. I'm just trying to do a simple goal of getting to 1,000 and then seeing what happens. It's a goal I have, and I want to see what happens if we get to 1,000, and can I get to 1,000? All right. I like poker, and yeah, I like poker, so I thought let's get to 1,000 playing poker. All right. No good hands, damn. Nine queen, gonna check fold actually. Jack 10, this can be opened. Jack 2 whales, and I just can't get a hand against them. That sucks. Pretty nice flop. We have the diamond, the 10 of diamonds, which is good. That means we can get a lot of folds on this flop if we c-bet. And if you get called, that's okay because we're gonna drill it. The question now becomes, do we want to barrel again? I don't. I think he's very ace of diamonds heavy. I'm gonna check. And there's no bet that's gonna get him off the ace of diamonds here, so we're gonna check again. Pocket sevens, nice. Threes, 2 whales here. He's very nutted with a 7% opening range, so he's pretty nutted here. Our threes are very profitable if you hit a three. Very, 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 very profitable. No three, unfortunately. Hmm. Okay, we're at 100 hands, and we just got aces, and I think we're gonna be able to turn this video around and make it a profitable one. Okay, so for our 100th hand, it's gonna be aces. So let's do it. Okay, 100th hand gonna be aces. We're gonna make it pretty big here because there's a whale that limped. Let's do it. Oh, we didn't get the player sixes. That's fine. And he calls. And usually I check range here, but I'm actually gonna bet big because it's a whale. Let's just keep bet. I'm terrified now. Is he capped? 4-6? Not really. He's not capped yet, so we're gonna bet half pot. And with this Jack River, checking my notes here. Checking my how do I check my notes? Check my notes. Okay, straightforward. Raises are nutted. Doesn't fold when he limps. We're gonna jam it right in. Can we turn this video around in one hand? And we get a fold, and I bring our total up to $22. Let's go. All right, we turned the video around. That's great. We did it in less than 100 hands. Shh. But guys, thanks for watching, and if you made it this far, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be making more educational content, and I hope you guys stick around. Peace. My name is Agrinia.